to all nations, and then shall the end come.
Verse 15.
When ye therefore shall see the abomination of desolation, spoken of by Daniel the prophet, stand in the holy place. Whoso readeth, let him understand.
You're gonna have this false prophet. The big false prophet. He's gonna rise up. He's gonna start doing all types of miracles, and that's gonna be the 3.5 years. He's gonna be doing all these miracles and all these things gonna be going on. Now skip down to verse 21. That'd be good. Pick up verse 21.
For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. And except those days should be shortened, there should be no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be short.
So the Lord always look out for his people. He always look out for his people. So he said, then shall be great tribulation, as was not since the beginning of the world, of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. Then he talks about, he talks about the elect. He said, those days, except those days be shortened, there shall be no flesh saved. But then he says, but for the elect's sake, those days shall be short. Because they're gonna get out. So now you got that. Now we're gonna go right down. We're gonna go down a little bit, because now because we know, again, like I made the statement earlier, all this ain't gonna take place like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, like that. It's gonna be like months, and you know what I'm saying? Months. You're gonna have some years going on. Because again, all it's gonna take place when the abomination of desolation stand. It's gonna be 3.5 years that's going on. He's gonna be running rampant. He's gonna stand in the temple of God and proclaim himself that he is God. So I mean, in the holy place, he's gonna claim himself that he's God. So now you're gonna have Israel is gonna flee. As we get to that point you was talking about, because in Ezekiel 20, that's when they done fled already. You know what I'm saying? That's like, well, before they done fled. Because that's by the time you get to Ezekiel 20, in Ezekiel 20, the Lord he's back already, and he's gonna meet them in the wilderness. But they're gonna flee, and then he's gonna return. He's gonna gather Israel. That's what we're looking for here. So let's look at keep your hand there. Skip down a little bit to 31. 31 and read. You know what, Betty? Hold your hand there before we get to that, because I want to make sure I touch this point. So now he said, but for the elect's sake, those days should be shortened. Let's look at Isaiah. Put a marker here. We're gonna come back. So like I said earlier, you have parts that all this ain't gonna take place. There's a lot of events that's gonna take place during this time in this chapter. But let's look at one of the events. Isaiah, because he talked about fleeing into the wilderness. We know when you read in Revelation, he's talking about the woman fleeing. As a matter of fact, let's read that. Then we're gonna go to Isaiah. Revelations, I think it's 3. Because you say, when abomination desolation stand in the holy place, then whosoever reads, let them understand. And we know that's gonna be for the people to go ahead and they're gonna have to flee. They're gonna have to get out of there. It's gonna be time to run. Where you gonna run to? What's the Ezekiel 20? What time is that? The time frame that is. Let's find out what that is. Before we find out, let's look at this. Revelations 12, and pick it up at verse 5. Revelations 12 and 5. Go ahead.
And she brought forth a man-child who was to rule all nations with a rod of iron.
That's Jesus. Go ahead.
And her child was caught up unto God and to his throne.
And this is talking about, if we read before this, it's talking about the woman that got she clothed with in verse 1, she clothed with the sun and the moon on her feet and the crown upon her head of 12 stars. But that's Israel. And how she brought forth a man-child. Jesus came out of Israel. He was a tribe of Judah. And then we read verse 6.
And the woman fled into the wilderness.
Who was Israel? And the woman fled. Those that had understanding, it said, whosoever about the abomination, desolation, whoso reads, let him understand. Now they gonna flee. Israel's gonna flee, and we know the Lord looks at Israel like that's his wife. She's a woman. So now verse 6. Read it from the beginning again.
And the woman fled into the wilderness, where she have a place prepared of God, that they should feed her there 1,260 days.
Now they're gonna feed her in the wilderness. So now she gonna flee. Let's look at Isaiah now. Isaiah. Give me a second. I gotta find it first. Isaiah. I want to say 50. Yeah. Give me a second.
Okay. I think that's...
It's in Isaiah. I don't know if it's in 50 something. Hold on a second. Talk about Isaiah. It says the wilderness is a solitary place. But she's gonna flee into the wilderness. But the time that we're gonna read, that's for.
Yeah.
What was that?
Yeah, Isaiah 35.
35? Yeah, that's it. Isaiah 35, pick it up at verse 1. Because now the woman gonna flee, she gonna flee into the wilderness. Boom. She on her way. So now she gonna get to the wilderness. So now what we read in Ezekiel, that's not this and that time ain't the same. Because now this is before the Lord returned. What we're reading right here. Isaiah 35 and pick it up at verse 1. Go ahead.
The wilderness and the solitary place shall be glad for them. And the desert shall rejoice and blossom as the rose. It shall blossom abundantly and rejoice even with joy and singing. The glory of Lebanon shall be given unto it. The excellency of Carmel and Sharon, they shall see the glory of the Lord and the excellency of our God. Strengthen ye the weak hands and confirm the feeble knees.
Go ahead.
Say to them that are of a fearful heart, be strong, fear not. Behold, your God will come with vengeance.
The Lord, this before the Lord return. So now they even fled to the wilderness. Israel fled to the wilderness. You know, the abomination, desolation gonna rise. They out there. They gonna flee to the wilderness and say in verse 4, and it says, say it to them that are fearful heart. Because remember, think about it. Dude, he killing everybody left and right. So all this stuff going on. You leaving everything that you know, everything. Yeah, you know, even people that's like, you crazy, y'all crazy. You leaving them, you ain't gonna see them no more. You know what I'm saying? Your house, your goods, whatever you care about, you out of there because you know what's coming. You know, that 3.5 years of tribulation, you gotta go. So now say to them that are fearful heart, because it's gonna be something else. You leaving all that, you like, and you barely gonna make it. You don't know if you're gonna make it, but you're gonna be up out of there. You're gonna be running. Be strong, fear not. Behold, your God will come with vengeance. Even God, go ahead.
Even God with the recompense. He will come and save you.
He gonna come save you because that's where he gonna find Israel. He gonna find it. He gonna come there and because all Israel gonna have to go into the wilderness when it's all said and done. So now he said, your God will come with vengeance. Even God with a recompense. Go ahead.
He will come and save you.
Go ahead.
Then the eyes of the blind shall be opened, and the ears of the deaf shall be unstopped.
Right. You know, hold your hand there. Hold your hand there. So now you can keep reading. Verse 6.
Then shall the lame man leap as an hart, and the tongue of the dumb sing. For in the wilderness shall waters break out.
Because now in the wilderness, where it's been dried up and all that, because the wilderness, the land's gonna start taking care of the Lord's people. You're gonna have springs where it's been they never had no water. It's gonna start coming up water because the Lord's gonna be taking care of his people, because that's where they're gonna be at. Go ahead.
And streams in the desert, and the parched ground shall become a pool, and the thirsty land springs of water.
Right, because now everything's taken. The Lord got his people there, and he's gonna make sure that they straight during that 3.5 years. So they flee to this time. Now, God, this is the one that had understanding of what was coming when the abomination desolation stood. You know, when he stand in the holy place, they're going to be out there. Not all Israel going to make it. If those that don't make it to the wilderness, they're going to be in a great tribulation. They're going to have to come out. They're going to have to, let's say, make their bones during great tribulation. You know what I'm saying? They're going to have to, live through that. Some of the people going to be dying. Not all Israel, even some of the Israelites that understand, they're not going to all make it because the Lord is merciful. Some people going to have to stay and preach to others and maybe be martyred. Go ahead.
Where is the wilderness present day, or what stage is it now?
See, that's what I don't even know. I couldn't even tell you that. You know, as far as where exactly. Some brother, because when you read, when you look on the mount, like how they came up out of Egypt and they made stops along the way. You know, some people would venture to say it's here, it's there. I don't know. I couldn't even tell you. But we do know, like I say, they're gonna leave. When the abomination desolation stand in the holy place, Israel gonna flee. Some Israelites gonna end up getting stuck in great tribulation because they're going to preach to others and fall, according to Daniel. Some of them are going to get their life up. So not all Israel is gonna make it. But what we was reading in Ezekiel 20, all Israel gonna be there in Ezekiel 20 because all Israel got to go there. We're gonna go back to Matthew before we go to Ezekiel to just to qualify them. Okay. We're going to go to one more place real quick. Let me see. Let's see. Because it goes to that scripture I had mentioned earlier when I had mentioned it about Moab and Ammon. I don't know if that's the same place. I know it ain't in Isaiah.
Yeah, I think it's Daniel.
He said, let them be covert.
Yeah.
Covert my people.
It's like Daniel 11. It's Daniel 11.
No, that's in Isaiah. Isaiah 16.
Oh, okay.
Isaiah 16. Isaiah 16. Isaiah 16 and here you go. Isaiah 16 and 1. Isaiah 16 and 1. Because again, Israel is going to be in the wilderness, and the desert is going to spring up with water, and it's going to be taking care of the Lord's people. And you're going to have other people looking out for the Lord's people too. Isaiah 16 and picking up at verse 1. Go ahead.
Send ye the lamb to the ruler of the land from Selah to the wilderness, unto the mount of the daughter of Zion. For it shall be that as a wandering bird cast out of the nest, so the daughters of Moab shall be at the fords of Arnon.
So now you got Moab there. You got Moab, because Moab, they're Semitic people. This goes to what we were talking about earlier, as far as, how, who's who, as far as where they at, where we can find them. That's why I said earlier, we know Moab still like to be around. You have nations that are around, they don't show them on TV. They just show Gentiles here and all that, Arabs and all that. But you have these people that's still around. The Moabites, Lot's kids. Go ahead.
Take counsel, execute judgment. Make thy shadow as the night in the midst of the noonday. Hide the outcast. Bewray not him that wandereth. Let mine outcast dwell with thee.
So now he said, let my outcast dwell with thee. Who is he talking about? Who you think he's talking about when he said outcast? That's Israel. Because they're going to be in the wilderness when abomination, desolation stand in the holy place. This what they're going to have. They're going to have the outcast. So he said in verse 4, he said, let my outcast dwell with thee. Go ahead.
Moab, be thou covert to them from the face of the spoiler. For the extortioner is at an end. The spoiler ceases. The oppressors are consumed out of the land.
Go ahead.
And in mercy shall the throne be established, and he shall sit upon it in truth in the tabernacle of David, judging and seeking judgment and hasting righteousness. So
now we know again, so that's where Israel is going to be during that 3.5 years. Now let's go back to Matthew now. Because we see that it took place. Israel, when the abomination, because he talked about all these things he talked about in Matthew 24. He's talking about the sign of his coming. He said all these things are going to be taking place, wars, rumors of wars. That stuff been happening, all over the place, wars, rumors, and wars. You have false prophets going to rise and all this. But now the big sign is the abomination, desolation, standing in the holy place. But from that time, from the abomination, a desolation all the way back, you have years that have passed, but it's still in that one chapter. Does that make sense to y'all? So it's just that one chapter. If it don't make sense, y'all stop me. Okay. So in that one chapter, all that time took place. So now he said that when the abomination, desolation is stand, whoso read, let him understand. We know Israel gonna flee. We just saw where they're gonna flee to. They're going to flee to the wilderness according to Isaiah 16 and Isaiah 35. And that's where the Lord going to take care of them. The desert's going to bring forth water. You have Moab. They're going to have Israel right there. So now we got that in. We got that supported. Let's look at Matthew 24 and pick it up at verse 39. Matthew 24 and 30. Go ahead. 24 and 29.
Okay. Immediately after tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken.
Because now the Lord's getting ready to return now. All this havoc on, the Lord's knocking the moon, and everything got to go. He finna unroll the sky. Go ahead.
And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn.
Go ahead.
And they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory.
And Brother Elijah, he just did Q&A, and I think he kind of touched on how our Lord's going to be in the sky for like 5 months before he finally come down. Okay, so now he's on his way. And that was on, if you want, I don't know if they streamed that Q&A this week, yeah. But if you want to learn about that, you can check that out on Q&A. I think it's on YouTube. I think he touched on it this past Wednesday. I think. Yeah. Right. So you can look at that on there. So now, the Lord's getting ready to come back now. Verse 31. Because now we just saw how the Israel is out there. Israel that fled already. They already in the wilderness right now. They wait for the Lord to return, but they're gonna be waiting in the wilderness. Not all Israel, but those that was able to get there. Go ahead.
And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other.
So now, where's he gonna gather all? Because all Israel is gonna go. All Israel is gonna come. They're gonna have to go to the wilderness. He said they're gonna gather together his elect from the four winds. So everybody got to go into the wilderness. Now let's go to Ezekiel. Ezekiel 20. So now they all get gathered. See, and the Lord, he don't change, because now he done took over the world. Same way he took over Egypt. He done knocked off Egypt. And Israel didn't go directly to the land then. He knocked off Egypt, then he took them right into the wilderness. He took them right to the wilderness. He killed a lot of them, and then their kids got into the land. We read that earlier on that false report. Okay? So now, Ezekiel 20, and pick it up at verse, we're going to pick it up where we left off at. Ezekiel 20, and pick it up at verse 34. So now this is what they're going to be gathered to. Ezekiel 20 and verse 34. Go ahead.
And I will bring you out from the people, and will gather you out of the countries wherein you are scattered.
Remember, we had just read, we say the sound of trumpet, the trumpet's going to sound, he's going to gather his elect from all over the world. Now he's going to gather them, and this is where they're going. Go ahead.
With a mighty hand, and with a stretched out arm, and with fury poured out. And I will bring you into the wilderness of the people, and there will I plead with you face to face.
Same way he did in Egypt. Go ahead.
Like as I pleaded with your fathers in the wilderness of the land of Egypt, so will I plead with you, saith the Lord God.
So now he said, it's like I did with your fathers in the wilderness. So now we already know how he did that, so he's doing it again. He's gonna clean Israel up. He's gonna take all Israel to the wilderness. And now, verse 37.
And I will cause you to pass under the rod, and I will bring you into the bond of the covenant.
I'll bring you into the bond of the covenant. Go ahead.
And I will purge out from among you the rebels.
He said, I'm gonna purge out from among you the rebels. So now, what is he talking about? You gonna like I said earlier. What is he? You gonna serve me? No, I'm a Baptist. Done. I'm a Protestant. Yeah, you too. And he gonna purge out the rebels. All of them, you have to be foolish in order to rebel against the Lord at that time. But hey, you had some crazy people that was when they came up out of Egypt. They was tripping. So it's gonna be the same thing.
I guess that's what I'm trying to wrap my mind around, is because I'm thinking, like, I had this mindset that I'm thinking, because we know who we are, that's how we know to go to the wilderness. But so I'm kind of like having to think that in Egypt, because they weren't all on board, but they were there, right?
Right.
Okay.
Exactly. During this time, everybody going. By this time, because this is like when he gathered Israel. What we read in Isaiah, that's when they fled. That's when they fled. When they fled into the wilderness. He didn't gather them that time. They had to leave on their own. They saw what was going on. Like we would read the abomination desolation. We know when dudes stand up, it's time to go. Yeah. So we, Lord willing, we gonna all cut out. But then you're gonna have some, they ain't gonna be able to make it because they gotta, when you read Daniel, they gonna have to stay around and they gonna have to preach to other people because the Lord, again, he's merciful to say, hey, this man's a false prophet, don't do it, and they gonna die.
So you think there will be others that will be there that ultimately will say, I'm not really serving you, I'm serving somebody else. That made it to the wilderness?
Oh, you talking about doing this time?
Yeah, I'm talking about when he comes.
Well, you're going to have some people that's going to rebel, if that's what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to be rebelling. People going to be tripping. You have some that's going to be tripping. Even after this, just like it was when they came out of Egypt. Right. They was tripping. Oh, no. Moses, you tripping. And, and he going to kill, and he going to kill him right there in the wilderness. It's going to be the same way here. Right.
Yeah. It's like for Jesus to stand and say, you're going to serve me, and you say, no, something wrong with you.
Well, that's what he's talking about, Persian and rebel. Now you understand. Now you understand why he say Israel is a stiff-necked people. See? Yeah, it is. It's the same way. Imagine this. The Lord had, we had read it in Exodus 19. He said, you see what I did to the Egyptians, how I brought you out on eagle's wings. That's before he came there. To mind you, they saw all of that pass, what he did. And then at that time, he said, you see what I did? I was able to knock them off, and I'm bringing you here. You're going to be a nation, a kingdom of priests, a holy nation. Now, then he went on to say in that chapter 19, he said, now come on down to this mountain, and don't sanctify yourself. Don't go into your wives. Make sure you clean yourself up, because I'm going to give you my laws, my statutes. Now they come all down. They come in and stand before this mountain. And the trumpet's going on. The trumpet's waxing louder and louder. The Lord is returning to the earth. And I mean, he's coming down on this mountain. The mountain is smoking. All this mountain fire and all this other stuff is going on. And the angel, and you hear all these horns from out of the sky, announce the Lord's return. He come down there. He give them his law and his statutes. And then after that, they still rebel. They still rebel. You understand what I'm saying? And then he kills them. That's what we had read earlier when they had that false report.
Facing death at that time.
What do you mean?
Like, to be, put down for that 1,000 years. Once he returns, I mean, he's giving them a choice, right?
Right.
Once they receive that, they get the choice and they choose not to.
Right.
And are they not aware that they will die?
You talking about in the future when he brings them to the wilderness?
Yeah.
See, again, you dealing with people that they know, they see what's going on, but yet you want to do what you want to do. That's what we're in captivity now, because we want to do what we want to do. Right. We can read it and we still won't do it. See?
People are reading the Bible every day.
Right.
But paying it no mind.
Look at this. Isaiah 42. Isaiah 42. So what? Yeah, I'm good. It's like 3:30. 4:30. It's 4:30. Good. I'm thinking I ain't set my watch. I gotta look at my watch. Yeah, I mean, I'll put that right there.
We watching it, buddy.
Okay, yeah. Just let me know. Let me know when 5 o'clock gets here. Man, I'm sitting there watching my watch. I'm like, it's 3:30. I'm glad you said that. Isaiah 42. Isaiah 42. Now look at this. This is what he says about us right here. Verse Isaiah 42 and 19. Isaiah 42 and 19. Go ahead. When you get there. 42 and 18.
Okay. Hear ye deaf, and look, ye blind, that ye may see.
Mm-hmm.
Who is blind but my servant?
Who is blind but my servant? Go ahead.
Or deaf as my messenger that I sent?
Mm-hmm.
who is blind as he that is perfect, and blind as the Lord's servant.
Go ahead.
Seeing many things, but thou observest not. Opening the ears, but he heareth not.
He said, you seeing all this stuff, but you ain't. He said, you seeing all, he said, seeing many things, but observeth not. Opening the ears, but heareth not. All this, that the world is falling down around you. And you still ain't paying attention. You know, all this hell, you catch all this hell, and you still ain't figured out something's wrong with it. When somebody says, man, we curse. Oh, no, that can't be it. But why is all this stuff happening to us? You see it with your own eyes.
Stay away from the rats.
You know, you see all this stuff going on, but you ain't paying attention. He says, seeing many things, but observers not, open the ears, but hearers not. Verse 21.
The Lord is well pleased for his righteousness' sake. He will magnify the law and make it honorable.
Go ahead.
But this is a people robbed and spoiled. They are all of them snared in holes, and they are hidden prison houses.
That's how you know we Israel right there. One way, another way. This people robbed and spoiled. All of them are snared in holes. They are hid in prison houses. Go ahead.
They are for a prey and none delivered, for a spoil and none saith restore.
See, all we get locked up and ain't nobody listening. Ain't nobody paying attention. We can read it for ourselves, we see it, but we still don't believe fat man is greedy. Go ahead.
Who among you will give ear to this? Who will hearken and hear for the time to come?
Go ahead.
Who gave Jacob for a spoil and Israel to the rob?
Who is doing all this to us? Why is this happening to us? Who is doing this to us? Go ahead.
Did not the Lord?
The Lord. To some people, that's blasphemy. No, it can't be the Lord doing this stuff. Yeah, it's God doing this to us. Go ahead.
He against whom we have sinned, for they would not walk in his ways, neither were they obedient unto his law.
Go ahead.
Therefore, he had poured upon him the fury of his anger and the strength of battle.
And the strength of battle. But now, you got hell. We going through all types of hell. He said he put on us the strength of his anger, the fury of his anger, and the strength of battle. All the neighborhoods like a bomb that dropped on it. You know what I'm saying? We know something's going on, but we still ain't paying attention. Because the Lord is angry with us. Go ahead.
And it have set him on fire round about.
It's all, everything around is on fire, and including him. Go ahead.
Yet he knew not.
He knew it not. Go ahead.
And it burned him. Yet he laid it not to heart.
You walking around on fire. Saying, what's up, man? How you doing? You on fire. How you doing, man? Yeah. How you doing? Man, you on fire. No, I'm not. It's all right. You know, you want me to get a match? You want me to get some water? No, man, I'm okay. I'm fine. You on fire. And you still in denial. See that? So it's the same way with when we see how the Lord come down. We know the Lord came down, spoke to Israel on the mount, and they heard these trumpets and all that, and then later on they still got crazy. And Joshua, Judges, when you read in Judges, how the Lord delivered Israel, raise up a judge, deliver Israel. They go crazy, go right back to doing what they were doing. And then he deliver them again, go right back to doing what he was doing. And this is the priest of the Lord. You know, then you got these false priests. They don't make it better, they make it worse because they have them people in denial. You know, that's when the Lord said the past is transgressed because we are going through all this hell. We ain't asking the right, well, some of us are asking the right questions, but the preacher ain't telling you. See, you're going through all this hell. You like, the preacher got to be right. See, so to the question of as far as Israel in the wilderness, when he said he's going to purge the rebels, that is exactly right. How can these people that saw all this, the Lord killed all these people, and now he comes down after all this, after he can destroy the nations, the most powerful nations in the world, he can destroy them, gather this people out to the wilderness, all these people, and then he comes down and starts speaking to them face to face. And then you still got rebels there? Yeah. See, my job is just make sure I'm not one of them. You know, if it's the Lord's will for me to be there, you know, that's what we do, what we got to do now, so we can get, if it's the Lord's will, he can raise us up. We ain't got to go through that stuff. We ahead of the curve. We just got to stay ahead of the curve. Because it's not all said and done that we gonna stay ahead of the curve. We got to do our part. That's like I said earlier, as far as backslide and all that. You got to make sure that you stay on point. You got to make sure because it's not all said and done. You turn around and be like, start talking crazy and off the cuff. You know that'll happen to you. You know that happened to me. It could happen to anybody if we ain't doing our job. We got to make sure we're doing our job. Anybody got any questions on that? No? Okay, y'all got any other any quick questions?
Okay, so when they go to the when everybody is going to the wilderness, there are going to be some people, like you said, you know, there are going to be people there that everybody not going to believe.
Right.
So the ones that don't believe, is this the time when God is going to make them like, okay, like we keep the Sabbath?
When the Lord, because again, he's giving them his laws and statutes all over again. That's the covenant. Mm-hmm. You know, he's giving them all that again. Look, this is what you got to do. You're gonna do this. Because again, he said he's gonna pass them the rod. Mm-hmm. And then he talk. Let's read that. Turn to Ezekiel again. Ezekiel 20.
So that's to the non-believers as well, right?
Whoever's in the wilderness at that time, right? Whoever's in the wilderness when he come, you know, he got all Israel. Okay. Who's ever there? That's who he's going to be talking to. Ezekiel 20, and let's just get right into it. 37, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I will cause you to pass under the rod, and I will bring you into the bond of the covenant.
So now he said, I'm going to bring you into the bond of the covenant. So again, he's going to pretty much reteach them. Because you got all Israel here now. You got all Israelites, Israelite born, whatever. Well, if you're an Israelite, you're gonna be right there. Because again, he's gonna teach you. He's gonna teach you what's what. And if you tend to say I ain't gonna do it, you're gonna die right there. Again, the Lord don't change. That's how we know the Lord is holy. He don't have to change. He can do it all the same over and over again. You want to know what the Lord's gonna do in the future? Just look at what he did in the past. Same way. You know, so yeah, to your point, yeah, if you're there, he's going to teach you, you're going to learn about the law again, and you're going to have to keep it. And you got to choose to keep it. If you say, no, I can't do all that, it's a wrap.
Okay, that was my question. Mm-hmm. Okay.
So,
Go ahead, sis.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I know we'll be there for a while before the Lord returns. So the non-believers will still have to do Sabbath and all of that.
Yeah, everybody, all Israel. Because again, the Lord, he said, what we had read earlier, he said, surely, with a mighty hand and with a stretched out arm will I rule over you. That's right up in chapter 34 and 1. I'm sorry, 20. I'm sorry, 20 and 34. I'm sorry, 20 and 34. 33.
Okay. As I live, said the Lord God, surely with a mighty hand and with a stretched out arm and with fury poured out will I rule over you.
Now, man, he gonna kill a bunch of people. By this time, he done killed a bunch of people. You know, he done came back. You know, and he done came back. He done destroyed armies and all that. Yeah, if you got Israelites fighting against the Lord, you call yourself fighting, he gonna kill you too. You know, everybody, you gotta die. But then whoever he gonna gather at the sound of the trumpet, he gonna gather all Israel that's left. Hey, they're gonna go into the wilderness. And he gonna plead with them right there. So because this is when he gonna get rid of the rebels right here. But he's gonna give you an opportunity because the Lord is merciful. You know, all of Israel, when they came up out of Egypt, you know, you had a lot of them, they wanted to stay in Egypt. Because a lot of them had authority. Like I can't say that. But some of them had some little standing there. It's like you have Israelites that are aldermen, a committee man, the politicians and all that, but they ride with the system because they profiting off the system. See, you know, a lot of them I'm pretty sure was in Egypt at the time. But after the Lord had did what he did to Egypt, they was like, they ain't had nobody to rule over no more. So they're like, we might as well go with them. You know, but see, they still kept that same mindset, you know, and they went on out there. And the Lord purged them there. Just like he did with Dathan and I think his name was Abiram. Not Abiram, Dathan and his other brother. And you had some of these Israelites, some of these people, the princes of the tribe of Israel. Korah and Dathan. No, it's Dathan and one of them. I know who you're talking about. You had because you deal with them too. But yeah, he's talking about these guys like Dathan and them. So again, he purged them out there too. They got rid of them too. You know, is it Dathan and right? Korah, Dathan, and Abiram. So he ended up dealing with them there. Now, we can read that real quick. So you have because you have Israelites that straight profit off of basically our oppression. You know, like you have people that push, like you have people that, you know, some of these people that call themselves civil rights activists. You know, they profit off our poverty. You know, they promise you this, promise you that. You know, but they're not real with it, because if they were, they would be dead. If they were real with that, like you got the Malcolm X's and the Martin Luther King's on the day that were a threat. These people nowadays ain't no threat to the government. See, but you have people that are they're gonna go right along, and the Lord gonna get them out there, and He's gonna purge them. Numbers 16. Numbers 16, and pick it up. Yep, that's it. Number 16 and verse 1. Go ahead.
Now Korah, the son of Izhar, the son of Kohath, the son of Levi, and Dathan and Abiram, the sons of Eliab, and On, the son of Peleth, sons of Reuben, took men.
Now they all took men, and what they gonna do? Verse 2.
And they rose up before Moses with certain of the children of Israel, 250 princes of the assembly, famous in the congregation, men of renown.
Right. And then what they're going to do, to make a long story short, they're going to start making trouble. They're going to start tripping, you know, and get all the people riled up, and they're going to have to pay for it. The Lord's going to kill them all. He's going to kill them all. As a matter of fact, let's skip down to verse 9. They took men. They're going to make trouble. And then Moses going to start snapping. Verse 9.
Seemeth it but a small thing unto you that the God of Israel have separated you from the congregation of Israel, to bring you near to Himself, to do the service of the tabernacle of the Lord, and to stand before the congregation to minister unto them.
So you got a good job here, but they didn't. They wanted Moses' job. They had a problem with Moses, with how Moses doing stuff. The Lord had Moses there. You know, so again, in this example, how he purged these guys right here. They were rebels. Okay, skip down to verse 29, because now the Lord's gonna step in. He's gonna give his thoughts on the matter. Verse 20.
And the Lord spake unto Moses and unto Aaron, saying, Separate yourselves from among this congregation, that I may consume them in a moment.
I'm killing them all. Go ahead.
And they fell upon their faces and said, O God, the God of the spirits of all flesh, shall one man sin, and will thou be wroth with all the congregation?
Go ahead.
And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the congregation, saying, Get you up from about the tabernacle of Korah, Dathan, and Abiram.
He say, if they want to live, you tell them to get away from them right now. Because as far as the Lord is concerned, before this point, I'm killing everybody. I'm killing everything. I ain't gonna say kill everybody, but He's gonna kill a lot of people. But now He said, okay, because now Moses, that shows you Moses meek. He said, Lord, don't kill them all, Lord. Don't kill them all. You know, you gonna kill the whole congregation? And the Lord said, okay, tell them to get away from Dathan, Korah, Dathan, and Abiram. So now He's gonna tell them, get away from them. Right? Now skip down to 27 and read there.
So they got up from the tabernacle of Korah, Dathan, and Abiram on every side. And Dathan and Abiram came out and stood in the door of their tents, and their wives, and their sons, and their little children.
Now those three that we read about, they've been tripping. They got the whole congregation tripping. So now the Lord said, get away from them. So now they're going to get away from them, because they obviously needed to get got, right? Korah, Dathan, and Korah, Dathan, and Abiram. Now, the story ain't right here what we're getting ready to read. The story is what happens after this. Verse 28.
And Moses said, Hereby ye shall know that the Lord hath sent me to do all these works, for I have not done them of mine own mind. If these men die the common death of all men, or if they be visited after visitation of all men, then the Lord have not sent me.
Go ahead.
But if the Lord make a new thing.
So now he said, if the Lord make a new thing, now Moses is saying, the Lord make a new thing and do what? Go ahead.
And the earth opened her mouth and swallowed them up with all that appertain unto them, and they go down quick into the pit. Then ye shall understand that these men have provoked the Lord.
Verse 31. Now he made that speech, said, then you're going to know these men have provoked the Lord. Go ahead.
And it came to pass, as he had made an end of speaking all these words, and the ground clave asunder that was under them.
Yeah, go ahead.
And the earth opened her mouth and swallowed them up, and their houses, and all the men that appertain unto Korah, and all their goods.
Now he didn't kill them all. The earth done opened up and swallowed them all. Verse 33.
They and all that appertain to them went down alive into the pit, and the earth closed upon them, and they perished from among the congregation.
Talk about a quick burial. Go ahead.
And all Israel that were round about them fled at the cry of them, for they said, lest the earth swallow us up also.
So now they was like that. Now all this is happening. They scattered because the earth is opened up and swallowed up people. So now they all packing, they getting out of the way. Verse 35.
And there came out a fire from the Lord and consumed the 250 men that offered incense.
Now 250 men, they turned around and 250 princes of Israel, the men of renown. He killed them too, because they stood up on the side of those brothers. Go ahead.
And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto Eleazar, the son of Aaron the priest, that he take up the censers out of the burning, and scatter thou the fire yonder.
So now he said, get rid of all this, make sure you scatter all these censers that they had wrote, get rid of all that mess. So now he go out there, he get rid of them. Verse 39.
Oh, you went, okay. And Eleazar the priest took the brazen censers, wherewith they that were burnt had offered, and they were made broad plates for covering of the altar.
Go ahead. Now all this has happened. Yeah, the Lord and killed these people. The ground opened and swallowed them up. The Lord and he sent out fire, consumed 250 princes. All this stuff is going on. Israel running and panicking. So now go ahead.
To be a memorial unto the children of Israel, that no stranger, which is not of the seed of Aaron, come near to offer incense before the Lord, that he be not as Korah and as his company.
Go ahead.
As the Lord said to him by the hand of Moses.
Now watch what happened in the next chapter, 41.
But on the morrow, all the congregation of the children of Israel murmured against Moses. And
the next day? The next day, watch what they say. Watch what they say. Go ahead.
Saying, ye have killed the people of the Lord.
Really? Really? Moses opened up the ground and did all that. He said, ye have killed, and this is again. That's why it's going to be a miracle when the Lord brings his people back. But see, he going to kill all these people. Those that murmur, see, that goes to show we know you're going to have some murmuring people in the wilderness, some people that's tripping in the wilderness, some rebelling. Because they see all this, they ain't paying no attention. So I could believe that. Yeah. My job is to make sure I'm not one of them. You know what I'm saying? That's my job. Because they turn around, they see all this, turn around and say, you done kill the people of the Lord. Really? That is amazing. But that's what's going to happen. And then the Lord going to kill a few more of them for saying what they said here. Because then you're going to have Moses. We're going to read it for good measure. 46.
And Moses said unto Aaron, take a censer.
I'm sorry, verse 44.
And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, get you up from among this congregation, that I may consume them as in a moment.
No, the Lord is like, the Lord say, after say, you done kill the people of the Lord, the Lord say, Moses, get up there. This time, I'm going to do it this time, Moses. Go on, Moses, move out the way. Get out the way. Because now the Lord Moses know the Lord. He's like, I ain't got nothing to say this time. Watch this, verse 40 and 46. To 45. Yeah, go finish for 45.
And they fell upon their faces.
And
Moses said unto Aaron, take a censer and put fire therein from off the altar, and put on incense.
He said, hurry up and get it, Aaron. He said, get the incenses, start burning, man. Go ahead.
And go quickly into the congregation.
Why? Go ahead.
and make an atonement for them. For there is wrath gone out from the Lord. The plague is begun.
He done already start killing them. He didn't even wait for Moses to say, Lord, no. Moses said it, but by that time he was already killing people. You know, because again, this is stiff-necked people. So now he's gonna purge these people. He's gonna have to. It's the same way, like I said earlier, you have people that straight up make money off of our poverty, off the poverty of Israel. Politicians, they look just like you. In another place, I think it's Romans, he said all Israel is not Israel. You know, because hey, just because they look like you, don't mean that that don't mean they act like you. You understand? You know, even among Israel. You know, so even when you got people say, yeah, I'm an Israelite, okay, show me your, prove it. Not by your words, but by your works, by what you're saying. You know, you'll know a tree by what? The fruit it bears. You know, so you got to pay attention to that. You know, so now we see this is a stiff-necked people, and the Lord, he ain't playing. That's what we are right now today. That's why I said earlier, and I said again, you will have. It's going to be a miracle when the Lord turns Israel around. You got people walking around with their pants on their knees, talking this, that, and other. You know what I'm saying? Talking crazy. You know, and walking around like the living dead. Don't care about nothing, or nobody, have no respect of life, none of that. And you got politicians that can see Israel struggling, and they ain't pass no laws to help us out and all this other stuff. Because again, it's all a game, and they think it's going to last forever. You're going to have the same people that's going to be out in the wilderness. And they don't believe. You got some church folks that's going to be out there in the wilderness. You got all types of people. But again, we know they're going to be there because the Lord talked about purging the rebels. He talked about purging the rebels. Y'all got any questions on that?
A lot of the Sunday church people are going to be there because they're going to be the ones that's not reading the book, but they're going to, by being Israelites, they're going to be there, but they're going to be the murmuring.
Well, I can't really say if those are going to be exactly the murmuring people, but you're going to have plenty of Israelites out there, even if they ain't in church. You know, not necessarily Sunday church people, because you're going to have a lot of them. They're going to see that the killing that's going on, and a lot of them are going to get converted in tribulation. When you read in Daniel, you know, and in Revelation, you have in Daniel when they say some of them going to fall to help others. They're going to get their life up so that some other people can get some understanding. Then you got in Revelation when John asked the angel, when he talked about the 12 tribes, Mr. 12 tribes, and I believe it's Revelation 7, he says, who are these? When he talked about all the tribes, he's going to give the names of the 12 tribes. John said, well, who are these? And the angel tell John, these are they that made their robes white in great tribulation. See, so they're going to be in great tribulation. Then they're going to get some understanding. And they might give their lives up for what happened. See? So you're going to have, so it's not necessarily all like a bunch of church people, but it's whoever's going to be there at the time. You know, that's pretty much who it is going to be. But you had a question, brother. What was your question? You mentioned it earlier.
No, you already answered.
Okay.
It's about where the wilderness actually was.
Oh, okay.
There's scripture on that too.
On what?
Like to support what you were saying. Over at Daniel, like Daniel 11.
Okay.
You said Moab, and it says Moab too. Daniel
right.
11.
Let's look at it. Let's turn to Daniel. You said Daniel 11?
Yeah, Daniel 11 and 41. So it's supported. Exactly.
Daniel 11.
Going to Daniel 11?
Uh-huh. You say Moab is in here?
Yeah, talking about Moab. Yeah.
Are you talking about
where you mentioned Ammon too?
Yeah. You talking about where the wilderness is?
Yeah.
I know for that Moab and all that. I just don't know the actual location exactly where it might.
Oh yeah.
I hear some people say certain stuff.
Yeah, you know, some places they talk about. I think I can't really. That's why I'm not really sure. Let's look at Daniel 11 anyway, though. Daniel 11. Right. Yeah. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Look at Daniel 11. Daniel 11, and pick it up. Pick it up at Daniel 11, and pick it up 36. Daniel 11, 36. Yeah. Daniel 11, 36. This kind of give you an idea of where the place of safety is. Daniel 11 and 36. Go ahead.
And the king shall do according to his will, and he shall exalt himself and magnify himself above every god, and shall speak marvelous things against the God of gods, and shall prosper till the indignation be accomplished. But that is determined shall be done.
So now this is the abomination desolation that's doing this right now. This is doing it 3.5 years. Go ahead.
Neither shall he regard the God of his fathers, nor the desire of women, nor regard any God. For he shall magnify himself above all.
Right. So now, again, you got this abomination desolation. He's gonna stand in the holy place. He's gonna be taking over, and he's gonna be working Satan gonna be working straight through this man. And by this time he's gonna have an army with him too. Verse 38.
But in his estate shall he honor the God of forces, and the God whom his fathers knew not shall he honor with gold and silver and with precious stones and pleasant things.
Go ahead.
Thus shall he do in the most strongholds with a strange God, whom he shall acknowledge and increase with glory.
He's going to be straight up Satan. Go ahead.
And he shall cause them to rule over many, and shall divide the land for gain.
Go ahead.
And at the time of the end shall the king of the south push at him, and the king of the north shall come against him like a whirlwind, with chariots and with horsemen and with ships. And he shall enter into the countries and shall overflow and pass over.
He's gonna overflow and pass. He's gonna overflow and pass over. Verse 41.
He shall enter also into the glorious land.
And the glorious land, that's our land. He enter into the glorious land. Go ahead.
And many countries shall be overthrown.
He knocking off a bunch of countries. So now go ahead, verse 7. Go ahead, keep reading.
But these shall escape out of his hand, even Edom and Moab.
We read about Moab in Isaiah. We talk about having Moab to watch over the outcast, to keep his outcast. So because Moab is gonna take care of Israel. He said, and Moab, go ahead.
And the chief of the children of Ammon.
So now he's saying the chief of the children of Ammon. So now you're gonna have even Ammon gonna be there. Because remember, Moab and Ammon, when you read in Genesis, they brothers. You know, they can't. Those are Lot's children. But they're gonna be there to take care of Israel. They're gonna be taking care of Israel when Israel flee. But this dude, the abomination desolation, he's gonna be knocking over countries. He gonna get into the Holy Land. Because remember, he gonna stand over there. So now that's where he's gonna be at. So now he's gonna be knocking out nations left and right. Pick up verse 42. You can read that.
Okay. He shall stretch forth his hand also upon the countries, and the land of Egypt shall not escape.
Go ahead.
But he shall have power over the treasures of gold and of silver, and over all the precious things of Egypt. And the Libyans and the Ethiopians shall be at his steps.
He's knocking them off. Go ahead.
But tidings out of the east and out of the north shall trouble him.
That's Russia and China. Go ahead.
Therefore he shall go forth with great fury to destroy and utterly to make away many.
And so now, and when it says Russia, when it says the east and the north, so now it talk about in one place, I'm not exactly sure. He said the scripture says the Lord mentioned the people that's from the north. He calls them his sanctified ones because they're gonna be sitting up. But the Lord ain't gonna let this man just knock off everything. You know, so he said the tidings out of the east and out of the north shall trouble him. And we know if we read and it's either Ezekiel or Isaiah, how he talk about because after the 1,000 years of peace is over, maybe Satan's gonna get out and be loose, and they gonna go and deceive them later. Satan's gonna go and deceive Gog and Magog later. But until this time, the Lord got them sitting in the cut because they gonna be basically a buffer for the abomination desolation. He said, but tidings out of the east and out of the north shall trouble him. Go ahead. The middle of 44.
Shall trouble him, therefore he shall go forth with great fury to destroy and utterly to make away many.
Go ahead.
And he shall plant the tabernacle of his palace between the seas and the glorious holy mountain.
So now he's gonna plant his palace there, but go ahead.
Yet he shall come to his end, and none shall help him.
Because the Lord gonna make a quick work of him and knock him off. He's gonna knock them off. But this is as far as that goes. This is as far as the exact land, the names of the land that he's gonna be. That's gonna be the place of safety where Israel is gonna be. I'm not really sure. Okay. I couldn't really say. But you have people that when Israel came up out of Egypt and they was going, it says they went here, then they went here. It said, a lot of brothers. Praise the Lord.
So who's gonna be next week, brother?
I'm not.